The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.
Business Boost is brought to you by Mix 93.8 and the National Small Business Chamber, turning small business into big business.
Got Mike Anderson, CEO and founder of NSBC Africa on the line. Mike, welcome back. How are you, sir?
All good, Damian. Good to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, really looking forward to today's topic. So we're going to be chatting about the mistakes, the myths, and some of the best advice that you can get for starting a business. Now, obviously, looking at what's happening in the economy and the world at large, is it a bit of a crazy time to think about starting a business?
Yeah, Damian, it is. You all know, fuel prices and food prices and inflation and higher interest rates and all that. So, but the point here, if you've got a great business idea, go for it. There is no right or wrong time to start. We've touched on this in different conversations over the past few months, but there is no better time than the present to start your own business. A global startup revolution is happening now. Also widely recognized that the biggest brands of the future have been born during the past 2 years. So the point here is, if you've got a great business idea, a great business model, a viable model, take action and do it today.
So obviously when you're starting off, you should have a business plan. Is there something like over-planning when it comes to starting your business plan?
For many, absolutely, Dave. Let's remember what General George Patton said. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. So create a plan and then take action. Don't wait until the conditions are perfect, because perfection is a lifetime pursuit. So don't overthink your business plan. Once you start moving on your idea, you can keep perfecting it as you go along. By seizing opportunities before the tipping point of success will give you the edge in your quest for success. So your business plan will change as you go along. The important is always to have a plan in place. A business plan, however, can only be approved when operating at that coalface.
I really, really like that quote. What an excellent quote. When we're thinking about starting a business, most people don't generally have the available funds that they're going to need to get the business going. So we're going to need to apply for finance. So where do we start? I mean, it is quite a bit of a minefield when it comes to applying for finance.
Damien, startup funding is almost an impossibility. So, my advice to many is don't spend months and months trying to get startup funding, because you're more likely than not going to get that. Once your business moving in the right direction, you've got some history, growth funding is a lot more easier to obtain. So the point here, unless you've got a family member or a friend who wants to invest in your idea, nothing wrong with that. So the important thing is here, go for an idea that requires little or no money to begin with. And as you start building your business, you can put some of your profits back into your business. From here, you can apply for funding for growth based on your successes, and it will be more, of course, obtainable, as I said.
So obviously, a lot of trial and error in the beginning. What are some of the biggest mistakes that people make when they start off their small business?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the highlight. Buying things you don't really need for your business, like new cars and long office leases. Stay away from that. Of course, not planning very well. Think about what you want to do and have a basic plan in place. It doesn't have to be a complex plan, a basic plan. And of course, planning your finances bad and mismanaging the business's cash flow is a big one. And then, of course, in these times, you've got to be willing to adapt. So not being willing to adapt, there may come times in the life of your business when you need to pivot or change direction and learn from those errors and those things that don't necessarily work. So that opportunity and that always mindset that you adapt is vital to a success in your business.
So a lot of people talk about some of the myths that exist when you're starting a business. What 3 myths would you say need to be squashed this moment now?
Here's a global thing here. These are the 3 top. People think you need to be highly educated. The most successful entrepreneurs have no formal education. They believe in self-education. Remember what Jim Rohn said. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Point 1. Point 2. You need to have plenty of money. Absolute nonsense. The most successful businesses of all time were started with little or no money. Anyone can start a business with little or no money, or just with what you have. And the third one, you have to know what you are doing. You don't need to know exactly what you're doing to get started. Time has proven this over and over. For the most successful, there was never an exact plan for the road ahead. Just a general idea that something great was out there. Let your curiosity rule and search for the answers as you build your business, but always be curious.
So what advice do you have to first-time business owners when it comes to trying to maintain sustainability and growth?
This is it, Damian. Keep going no matter how hard it gets. Always remember the 3 Ps: passion, persistence, and perseverance. If you are truly passionate about your dream and you do what you love, you will have the internal drive to overcome any obstacle you face en route to business success. So becoming an entrepreneur and traveling the journey is tough. The honeymoon stage is over very quickly, but the reward is far greater than anything else. Don't wait until you reach your twilight days and look back and say to yourself, if only I did this and if only I did that. For me, I would rather fail 1,000 times than having never tried at all. You need to take a risk and embrace failure. It's absolutely okay to fail. Importantly, learn from the failures. When you start failing, it means you are beginning to become successful.
Mike, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it as always. We'll catch you again next week.
Damian, great. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Stay well. Mike Anderson, CEO and founder of NSBC Africa. If you'd like some more info, you can head over to their website, www.nsbc.africa.
The Midday Mix on Mix 93.8.